you ever put it out? Cause it's like, dang. What?
Yeah, we dropped the compilation. What they were doing were they were wanting us to drop the compilation, and we had a 3-album deal.
Mm-hmm.
We had a deal for Lil Piece, the compilation, and then it was for Big Chief, which we switched it out and tried to do the last one with Nino and Star, because Chief had a record that he was doing himself with Koch at that time.
Okay.
So the record went out, and Lil Piece got locked up right around the time the record went out, but it wasn't for anything big. It was just like, I think he had a gun charge or something. It was probation violation,
yeah.
But he couldn't do radio the week that his album came out, and then it only took him about another week afterwards to get out. So it kind of killed a lot of the momentum where you would go on the radio.
At that time, yeah, I can
and record labels back then, if they go by your first week sales,
yeah.
If you don't have great sales first week, then it kind of gets back burner. And we did good, and then we actually came back with some better sales later. But at that point in time, the chemistry was just kind of throwing off. We were like, nah, we don't want to drop another one until we're really ready.
Yeah.
And, you know,
then probably the single was already on the downslide by the time y'all signed.
Yeah. And the single was hot before we negotiated a deal.
Yeah. And
then the radio station in Dallas, it was crazy. I'm not even gonna say names on that, but we had a follow-up single that was a good single ready to go, and had commitment from the radio station, and dude just flipped out and wouldn't let them play it.
Man, that's crazy.
And they was getting played in the streets and everything else, so it kind of, you know, messed up some momentum on that. But you know,
that's wild. That's how I go though, man. Like Dallas, I don't know why we just won't, because that's what we need, that support from our city, but they pick and choose, you know.
Yeah. And then I can't ever, you know, like I say, in Dallas, we've never had the people with the money, the people with the talent, the right song, the right team at the right time.
Yeah.
And then you can have all that, and still there's a certain amount of luck involved. So, you know, it's hard to say. If this stuff was an exact science, everybody would be doing this industry.
Exactly.
You know,
I just always try to figure out why our cousins, you know, Houston up the street, got the infrastructure, but this was the beginning of it. I feel like around you guys era, you and G-Lo getting the deals, and y'all kind of got to be crash dummies.
Yeah.
For people to know, you know what I'm saying? Because before then, I can't really, I mean, I'm sure it was, but in my era, I can't really think of too many other people that was getting deals. But right after that, the boogie movement come, and then everybody getting a deal. Like any song that dropped, the label's coming pretty much. Yeah,
and it was a lot of bad deals on that stuff that kind of set us back a little bit from, you know, people that were just signing and running with it. And you know, like I say, it's everything's a learning process. Like I really love the talent we have now, and I love the sound that's coming out. And I think that you have a lot of record label people who are doing a great job of taking old school, new school, putting it together, and trying different stuff with it too. So
yeah, and that's why, man, that's why I'm here, man. I'm trying to educate people and preserve our legends at the same time, man. I kind of asked you this when I chopped it up with you on the phone the other day. Who you think like some of the top 5 labels is? Because I kind of feel like I got to put you in that conversation, because you kind of seen the mountaintop with getting the deal.
You mean as far as what's going on around here, or
just DFW history? You know, since you've been around, who are some of the top 5 independent labels that you think that, you know, kind of held it down over time?
Man, that is a good question, but
because it ain't many, it's hard to even name.
But also there was a lot of, like I say, we always had scattered talent that didn't match up with the funding. Even myself, if I could have got a record deal when I was working with Powerhouse, and I wasn't having to take money out of clubs, throw parties to make money to put into the music, stuff was just aside, I feel like I was always a better executive for, you know, when I didn't have anything else to do. But we've always had to, you know, do that in Dallas as far as fund ourselves, whether it be through, you know, whatever we're doing. That in other cities there's somebody who puts up a big budget, and then they put people in charge to run it and go. So we've kind of always multitasked. But I mean, the stuff that DSR did comes to mind. I think Red Rum Records was there. There's you know, Cottonmouth and Rally Boys.
Oh yeah.
I was locked up listening to them, being proud of all the stuff that they were doing. Stampede had a nice team behind
Stampede.
them.
That's the one I forgot about. Yeah.
You know, Pookie and Lucci with Kevin A and all of that. You know, they always had a excellent formula for, you know, getting to the radio, doing things, you know, putting out great music. Man, it's really a lot that, you know, over time I think people over time have studied what everybody's done, and then they might have said, okay, Clout promotes like crazy. Let's take that part. And then the radio part, these people use this and they get this result. So they use that. So I think we've learned. I don't think we've shared markets and shared information enough the way that we should to make sure the next people get it. So like now, when people from Dallas go out, I say, just let me know where you're going. I got connections there. You know, I'll just tell you because you're going there anyway. Yeah, you know, you still around, man. I always see you in the streets, still affiliated.